this session, what we'll be looking at. So for this one, we're focusing on the 2023 past paper. So the topic for this one is for us to look at capital budgeting techniques, investment appraisal. That's our focus. So I'm looking at question 2, namely. So question 2 reads as follows. Oh yeah, so after each class, I'll be sending a link for the recording that you're going to peruse through later. Yes, so it says, a company is considering investing in a new project, and the following financial information has been provided to you to conduct an investment appraisal and to advise the project sponsors as to whether the project is financially viable or not. So we have the initial cash outlay displayed here, 5 million for plant and machinery plus working capital. You have net book value displayed for us also here, and you have annual profits shown from year 1 to year 6, annual cash flows shown from year 1 to year 6 inflows. Cost of capital is set at 15%. What's required of us? So by the use of examples, explain the importance of working capital in project planning. So what's the importance of initial working capital? So initial working capital helps us with our day-to-day operations. So when you're starting up a project, or starting up a business, right? In the beginning, you will not have the working capital that you expect to have initially. You won't have operational funds initially in the beginning. So initial working capital helps us in managing our day-to-day operations. For instance, you can use it in covering expenses like the employee wages, utility bills, raw materials, and other overhead costs before the project starts generating income. So without adequate working capital, it may cause your operations to stall, and that stall will lead to delays, which will lead to potential shutdowns in the future. So an example can be a new manufacturing facility, which requires funds to purchase raw materials and pay factory workers before the first batch of products has been produced and sold. Are we clear on the first point? Are we clear? The first point? Yeah, I think we're clear. So secondly, working capital is important for financial stability and risk mitigation. So it provides what you would call a financial cushion against unexpected costs, so unexpected costs are things like breakdown in equipment, increment in prices, delay in receiving payments from customers. So your initial working capital will provide a buffer to help the project avoid liquidity crisis. So let's assume, for example, right, a key supplier demands early payment or there are unforeseen repairs in the plant. This working capital will cover these expenses without jeopardizing the sanctity of the project itself. Thirdly, working capital ensures smooth cash flow. Smooth cash flow. So how does this happen? So cash flow mismatches, right, are common in a business during the startup phase because payments from customers may lag behind expenses. So working capital helps bridge this gap by providing readily available funds to meet immediate outflows. So an example can be a construction project which might have to pay subcontractors before the client starts settling invoices. So working capital ensures that you have continuity in a business. Are we clear there? Any questions so far on part A? Any questions? Are we all satisfied with the answer there? Are we all satisfied with the answer?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, wonderful. Now let's get into the quantifying methods now. Part B says find the following financial viability indicators. So first we're computing our accounting rate of return. Accounting rate of return. So B, part 1. ARR. So we say our accounting rate of return, ARR, is equal to your average annual profit, average annual profit over the initial investment, over our initial investment times 100, because the percentage you're looking for, times 100. So for this one, we need to first find our average accounting profit, which is from this particular time frame here. So how do we find this? We then say average profit, average annual profit be equal to, we start with the loss here, the 350. So say negative 350 plus 250,000 So generally here, we won't account for the loss. We won't account for the loss here because that's in year 0. In year 1, we won't account for the loss. Mainly focus on this part. So this is what this. So plus 250, factor it into plus 400,000 plus 550 plus 570 plus 600,000 here. So we won't factor in the loss because the loss is not considered as a profit. We're only focusing on the profits figures here. Are we okay on this part? So we're dividing all of this over the initial investment, which is how much? Initial investment is 5 million. Initial investment is 5 million here. 5 million initial investment. What's our numerator? What's total on top here? What's our numerator on top?
It's 6.
The total here? What's the total here? If you add
Or the
this
total?
On top, yes.
Okay.
The top part.
1,800,000.
1,800,000.
800.
1,800,000. Okay. Then divided by 6. What are we getting?
300,000.
Okay, now there's a question now coming to all of us here. There's a question to all of us. So say 1,800,000, right? Just confirm, sorry. Just confirm.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
what you found. I don't have a calculator. Give me the calculator.
250 plus 400 plus 550 plus 570 plus 600. Are we getting the same answer here on top? We're saying 250,000, right? Plus 400,000 plus 550,000 plus 570,000 plus 600,000. What are we getting on top? Numerator. What's numerator on top?
I don't know. I found something different again.
Yes, what are you getting?
2,370,000.
2,370,000. Yes, that's okay. Now,
That's what I'm finding as well.
Yes.
3,370,000.
yes, now from this one, we then deduct our loss now. Because focus on the loss now. We deduct the
350.
Yes, exactly. Now say that minus the loss. So minus our loss, 350.
It's fine. We're finding 2,220,000.
Million.
Yeah.
Okay, like this. And over 6. Over
Yes.
6.
So because we're finding the average, so we need to divide by 6, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Because find average annual profit. So divided by 6. What are we getting?
336,666.
Say 300. 336.
336.
6. 6.
6.
Let's make it 7.
6.
7, right? Like this. Because it's
Okay.
0.666 of 7. This is our
We round
average
off. Yes,
accounting
0.66.
profit.
Yes.
Exactly. So now we have the average accounting profit, right? So we then divide this. So to get our accounting rate of return, we then divide this 3,366,7 over 5 million. What are we getting? Times 100. So times 100. What are we getting? That's our answer. Anyone? What's our answer here?
We have the 3. Just kindly scroll the screen upwards again.
I'm getting 0.067.
Yes, 0.063 times 100 now,
Okay.
which will give us 6.73% as our accounting rate of return. As our accounting rate of return, right?
Times 100.
Yes, plus percentage. So what's your interpretation of this now? I want someone give it a try. How do you interpret this 6.7% in relation to the viability of the project? Hello? How would you interpret?
Hello.
Yes, how would you interpret this 6.73% in relation to the project's viability?
It's
Is it
not
correct?
viable
Why?
because the AARI rate is low.
It's low in comparison to what, though? In comparison to what? In comparison to what? Assuming they've asked you to interpret this in full, just say it's not viable. What are you using as your comparison point? Remember, you are given cost of capital, right? Which signifies the minimum return required, right? In the question. So minimum return required is this. So if your account rate of return is less than this, automatically the project is not viable, right? Are we clear there? Because if you
Say that
compare,
again.
okay,
Can you repeat?
okay, so or given the cost of capital is 15%. So cost of capital simply signifies the minimum return you should get on your project. Now, because your accounting rate of return is less than 15%, it signifies that the accounting,
15%.
yes, signifies that the project is not viable if we try to use the accounting rate of return to evaluate the project, because it yields less than what we require. So it's not generating significant returns to justify the investment in this project. Are we okay? Questions?
Yeah.
Is anyone behind at this point?
So if we have a negative in year one, we do not add it when we are finding the ARR. Instead, we subtract.
Yeah, we subtract
Right.
it because yes, because it's a loss. It's taken away from our profit. The loss.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a loss.
Okay.
Are we all okay here? Any questions?
550,000.
Any questions before I proceed?
You can proceed.
Are we all satisfied?
You said this is which paper? 2023?
2023, yes. It's actually in the group. It was posted in the group. Let me share the exact question just for us to know what we're looking at. Let me share it right now, the exact question. Just screen grab it. Okay. I've pasted the question in the group. Yes, it's in the group now. You can check it out. It's the question, the exact question we're looking at. And take a look at it now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now, are we all okay? Can I proceed? All right, so
Yes,
let's,
we can.
all right, lovely. Now let's get down to the fun part now. We're now getting the fun part. Part two. That's just
Hold on. Col-
Yes.
Is it Collins or Stephen?
Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen.
Yes.
I'm just looking again into the question. On question B itself,
Yes.
calculate the following. So you're saying accounting rate of return is what we've just gotten, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes, this one here.
Where is the average part coming in? Is
Average
it the
profit.
formula itself?
The formula itself, yes, because the formula, if you look at the formula for ARR, it says average annual profits over initial investments.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
great. Okay,
Exactly.
I get
Yes.
it.
Okay, are we okay?
Yes.
All right, lovely. Now let's get to the fun part of the question. It says, part two says, find the net present value. So I'll observe how the marks are 7 here compared to the 3 marks here. This one requires a bit more work than the other one. So 7 marks, right? Yes, so let's get into it. Now, I want to understand something about net present value. Net present value, NPV, say net present value. So net present value shows the worth of a project after having spent money on it and retained money from it. So we say that the value of a financial asset lies in the present value of its future cash flows. Are we okay on that statement? The value of an asset will lie in the present value of its future cash flows. So what you're going to be getting in the future, when you bring it back into current times, is what's going to help you know the value of the project itself. Are we okay there? Are we okay there?
Yes, we are following.
Okay, now let's now start solving it out. So net present value, NPV, I'll give you a formula first. NPV is equal to cash inflow minus cash outflow. So our cash inflow now, now we're going to be breaking down here. Cash inflow is equal to the summation of our cash flows when you bring them back into time. The present value of the cash flows 1 plus the discount rate R or cost of capital raised to the power N or T minus your outlay, what you're spending in year 0. What you're spending in year 0. So I'll illustrate this in a time diagram, right? Assuming this is your project's timeline for a project. Year 0, year 1, year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? We have 7 years here. This is time frame. So imagine in projects in year 1, year 0, you're spending how much? 5 million, right? Okay, I'll use it in thousands, 5,000. So it's 5 million, just know it's 5 million. It's negative. You're spending this money out. So you're spending this money out, right? Now, in year 2, from the project observation here, in year 1 now, you're receiving 300,000. So in year 1, you receive 300,000. In year 2, you receive 436. 436. In year 3, you're receiving 1.5 million. In year 4, the same one, but you're receiving 1 million. In year 4, you're receiving 1 million. In year 5, 1.3 million. And in the last year, you're receiving how much? 500,000. So our net present value wants us to evaluate how much these amounts are receiving in these years, right? How much they are worth at this point here, how much they are worth now. So you can know if you're going to invest in this project or not. Because if you don't evaluate your future cash flows, right now how much they're worth now, you make assumptions which lead into losses, because we say that money received today is worth more than money received at a later date. Are we clear on this concept? Are we clear on this concept? Okay. Now let's get solving the question now itself. So from the question, what do we have? We have our data given to us, right? So keep in mind, it's something very important to understand. In the last year, we're not going to have, in the last year, we have a scrap value of this. So which means in the last year, we were able to sell off the machine at this price here, this machine, at this price. But we'll deal with that when we get there. So let's get to now solving this. So I'll solve this in tabular format, in table format. So I'll have this one here, table drawn here, where the first column for the year, second column will be for the cash flows, third column for the discount factor, and the last column will be for the present value or discounted cash flows. So we'll say the year is here. We have the cash flows here, CFs. We have the discount factor at 15%. And we have the present values or discounted cash flows here, which are going to be evaluated. So let's get into it now. Let's break it down further. So we'll start with year 0, then year 1, year 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 here. Year 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Remember, are we all okay if I use multiples of thousands? If I do this. Are we all comfortable with it if I do this? Instead of putting the whole 5 million, let's put 5,000 there. Are we comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying in year 0, we're spending this. It's negative. In year 1, we go back to our time diagram. We're receiving 300. In year 2, 436. In year 3, 15. In year 4, 1,000. Year 5, 13. Now, in year 6, this is why it gets a bit different in year 6. I mentioned something in year 6, right? So the project at the end of it is worth 500,000 kwacha. So in year 6, we're receiving the 500,000 kwacha cash flow plus the sale we're making for this project here when you send it off. So in year 6, we're receiving 500 plus 500. Now, for our discount factors,
The mic on.
for our discount factors, this is where
Hello?
we go.
Steve,
Yes.
just explain the last one, this one, the 500 and 500.
Okay, so I said in year 5, in the last year 6, right? We're receiving 500,000 as our cash flow here, right? The one that's here. But keep in mind, it says initial cash outlay is here, right? You're spending this as a project worth 5 million in year 0. But it says net book value at the end of the project. Net book value at the end of the project, which means that's how much the plant and machinery is worth at the end of the project. So it can be discarded for at that price. It can be sold for at that price. So which means that when you sell it off, you're getting cash inflow, right? So this is going to be added to this. You add it to this. Are we clear there?
Yes.
Are we all good there? Okay, great. So let's proceed now. Now, for this column, discount factors, we always go to our past paper, our paper itself. On the last page, there's always this appendix attached here. Are you able to see it here?
Yes.
So on the appendix, we'll pick the percentage that we want, 15%. The one here.
696.
15%, and then we'll pick the years from 1 to 6. From 1 to 6. In year 0, your discount factor is always going to be 1. In year 0, so it's going to be 1. Because you're not present value into anything. Your present value is still getting back to year 0. So now, in year 0 is right? So what's in year 1? What's the discount factor for year 1? 0.8696. 0.8696 for year 1. 0.8696. In year 2, 0.7516. 0.7516. In year 3, 0.6575. In year 7, 0.5718. 18. Then in year 8, in year 5, year 5 is on here, 0.4972. Then in year 6, the last year of our project, 0.4323. 0.4323. Okay, so we have that out of the way, right? Let's now find our discounted cash flows. So I'm multiplying this column with this column. So the first column will give us 5,000, just as it is. So nothing is changing in the first column. In the second column, 300 by 0.8696. What are we getting? 300 by 0.8696. What's our answer?
Okay.
260.88.
260.
Point 88.
Okay. The next one.
329.
Sorry?
329.66.
In this one?
Uh, 986.25.
986.
0.25.
And this one will give us 571.8. And this one? Then this one, what are we getting here?
646.36.
646.36.
0.36.
Okay, great. And the last one is 1,000. This is going to give us 432.3. So what do we do now? We then add everything that's here. We add everything that's here. So start with these. Start with the positive numbers first. Start with the positive numbers first.
$3,227.25.
3,000 to
227.25.
25. Okay. So 3,227.25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minus
That's for the
5,000.
positives.
Yes, minus 5,000. Because 5,000 is negative. So you can just say minus, or you can say plus negative 5,000. You can say plus negative 5,000. What are we getting?
We're getting a negative.
Yes. It's possible to be a negative.
Negative 1,772.75.
72.75.
75.
Okay. So now, automatically, this is negative NPV, right? So when you're solving for NPV, your decision criteria is that if your NPV is negative, you don't invest. But if it's positive, you invest. Are we clear on that part?
Come again on that one. Come again.
Okay, so we say if NPV is greater than 0, you accept the project. You accept. But if NPV is less than 0, you reject. The reason being is your cash inflows aren't sufficient enough to sustain your initial investment if it's negative.
Okay, thank you.
I can get the cups as well.
Yes. Thank you.
Are we okay there?
Yes. They want the cups as well.
No. They want to use the kettle?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, when they're done. Yeah. Okay. I think speak is on. It's okay.
Steve,
Yes.
so you're saying the NPV, if it's less,
If
if
negative,
it's greater
yes.
than 0,
If it's greater than 0, you accept.
you accept.
Because it's
And
positive.
if it's less than 0, you reject.
Yes.
Which is the case this is the case in this calculation, isn't it?
Yes.
So this project we reject.
We reject, yes. So we're going to look at now our advice to the customer in question C. Question C is asking us to advise the customer based on this, advise this part. So after you just finish finding all this, we're going to now advise the customer now. But already you can see how it's unfolding slowly. You can see how it's unfolding.
Yeah.
Are we okay?
Let's just go up the page. I didn't total up. Okay. Thank you.
You know?
Position. Yes.
So let's now get to the next part of the question. So next one says find profitability index. So we've done this one, done. Find profitability index here. So profitability index can only be found if you found this, by the way. Keep that in mind. It's based off of something similar in this case. So I'll write it down. Formulas will be written down here. So profitability index. So part 3. So profitability index is given by the following formula we're writing down. So PI is equals to the present value of cash inflows over your initial
Investment.
investment. Now keep in mind, this is not a percentage. It's not a percentage. So the formula is just like as shown here. So now we already have this, don't we? Cash inflow present value. If we go back here, remember I said add the positive values first. That's why I said that. Are we okay?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, our present value of cash. Go ahead, please.
We are considering before we subtracted the initial investment, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So we are using the 3,227.
Exactly, yes. So say 3,227.25 over 5,000. What are we getting? The answer?
Zero point
0.6 what?
45.
0.6.
45.
So now, based on this one now, before we even get to the next part, is this project viable or not? Pardon? Let's disregard the first two approaches we used, just based on profitability index. Is the project viable or not?
The
Viable.
profitability index is greater than 0.
Okay, I knew that was an error going to make there now. So this one is different. This one's a bit different, right? Profitability index acceptance criteria, when your PI is greater than 1, you
I see.
accept. Exactly.
Okay, that's where the tricky part is.
When PI is less than 1.
So even this one we reject.
Exactly. Because this means that for every dollar that you invest in, you're only receiving 60% back. So for every $1 you're investing, you're only receiving 0.6 of it back. That's what this means. If it's 0.645, you're only receiving 0.645 back as profitability, which is not good for a business because you're now spending more than you're receiving. Are we okay there?
Yes.
Are we all okay?
Yes.
All right, lovely. Madam Carol, that's are we okay?
Yes, we are okay.
Wonderful. Let's get to it now. So we've handled profitability index, we've handled NPV, we've handled accounting return. Let's now look at the payback period. Payback period. So payback period, what is it? It's simply the time taken to receive your money back in the investment. The time taken to get your money back from an investment. That's payback period. So we're not going to be using the discounted cash flow methods here. No, we're just using basic relation here. So I'll draw a table again. Here. Yes, so we're going to have the year, cash flows, then have cumulative cash flows here. So year 0, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in year 0, our investment was 5,000 or 5 million, just using 1,000 in this case. Okay, 0, 0, 0. Then we got back 300 in year 1, 436 in year 2, 1.5 in year 3. Correct me where I'm wrong, please. 1,000 in year 4, 1,300 in year 5, then 500 plus 500 in year 6, so 1,000 in year 6. Are we okay here so far? Now, on this part, we need to find out cumulative cash flows. So I'm now saying in year 0, the accumulation is 5,000, negative 5,000. So negative 5,000 plus 300, what are we getting? Negative 5,000 plus 300, what are we getting?
Where's the, oh yeah.
47.
Sorry?
47.
Negative 47. Keep in mind, negative still stands. So that's not positive, negative, so negative 47. Now, negative 47 plus 436. Mm-hmm.
47.
Negative 47 plus 436. What are we getting?
Negative 4264.
Negative 4264 plus 15.
Negative 2764.
Mm-hmm. Then plus 1,000 should give us negative 1764.
1764.
Yes, then this one will give us negative 464.
464.
Exactly. And now this one, we add this. What are we getting? 5 what? Are we getting this? 536.
536.
Yes. So now, observe something now, yes? It's taken almost the entire project's life to receive your money back, right? Are you not seeing this? Hello? Are you able to see this?
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, let's assume we take away the ability to sell the project. Let's assume we take away the ability to sell the project, right? like in the end of the year, for that 500,000, we assume we discard that one. It's not part of our investment. We're still remaining with 36 as the positive factor, right? So it means that it's taking the entire project's life to receive your money back. That's if you don't factor in time value of money principles. So it's taking the entire project's lifespan to receive money back. Now, imagine you invest in the project and it's taking you 6 years of the entire project to receive your money back. Would you invest in it? From a personal perspective, would you invest in it?
No.
No.
No, you wouldn't, right? Exactly. So, having answered this, so payback period, yeah, payback period is equal to, now keep in mind, it's not the entire 6 years, it's just almost 6 years, not the whole 6 years, because there's still a positive factor here. So payback period is equals to 5 years plus how many months? So this 464, why was it paid off? It was taken from this, right? But it didn't exhaust everything here. So I was saying plus 464 over 1,000, where the money came from, times 12 months. I'll try and find the number of months within the year it took us. So which is now 5 years plus, what's the fraction of this? 0. So 464 divided by 1,000 times 12 months.
0.
Okay, so what? So yes, there's 0.464
464.
times 12
times 100. Oh, times 12.
times 12, yes, months.
Mm.
How many months are we getting?
5.5.
5.5. So again, just say 6 months, right? So it's taking us 5 years, 6 months to get our money back, which is nearly the entire project's lifespan. Are we okay there? Any questions on the payback period? Any questions on payback?
Just go back to the table.
Yes, here we are.
So the 5, for us to find we were adding, right? 5,000
Yes,
negative
yes.
5,000 plus 300. Okay.
Yes, exactly. We're adding. We're trying to find the
Okay.
cumulative cash flow, yes. Are we okay now? Are we all comfortable? Are we all comfortable right now?
Yes, we are.
Lovely. That's great. So now, with that being said, the partner payback period is here, right? This is our payback period. With that being said, so you've answered these questions here. So now, advise the project sponsors as to the financial probability of the project. Advise the project sponsors and give reasons as to why. Who wants to give it a try? Should they invest in this project? If your answer is no, can you give me some reasons as to why?
Because the payback period is taking longer than the period one would expect to start earning their monies back.
Okay, yes. What else?
It's taking almost the entire lifespan of the business. It's taking almost the entire lifespan of the business.
Yes. I want you to think deeper. So when advising the sponsors, we're not just using payback period, we're using everything else that we covered so far. From account rate of return to NPV to profitability index. So use all that in advising.
It's expensive to run this project.
Yes,
because obviously the organization will continuously need to stress about their finances and how the project can be run, because the realization of the profit, it's actually longer.
Yes, that's actually a good idea. and then they won't fully realize any profit, because if you look at the net present value, it was negative. So because of that, you find that the project would decrease shareholder wealth. It would decrease shareholder wealth. And because the profitability index was 0.6, it means that the project won't generate sufficient returns to sustain it. And lastly, because the accounting rate of return was below the cost of capital, it indicates poor returns of the project. Are we okay there? Are we okay now?
Yes.
Okay, any questions at this point in time? Any questions? Questions? You have any questions for me?
Did you say it will stress the value, the wealth value of the shareholders?
It will decrease shareholder wealth.
It
Decrease
decreases.
Yes, because the reason why we go in business, yes, the reason we go in business, the reason for business is to maximize shareholder wealth. Now, this project is reducing shareholder wealth because it's creating a negative perspective. Because look at the answers we found here: NPV being negative, accounting rate of return being less than the cost of capital, as well as the PI being less than 1. You discover that it decreases shareholder wealth. Are we okay on this point?
Yes.
Any questions? Questions?
You can proceed.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap up here for now. We'll have another session at 13:30. Is that okay?
13:30?
13:30, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
What about just 14?
14? Okay, 14 is okay after lunch. So everyone can actually have their lunch and everything else.
Yeah, 14.
So we say 14 hours, right? Are we all in agreement?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and then I want clarity. Did you say we are paying for each session?
I'm not the one running this one. It's Mr. Collins on the payment aspect. So you can speak with him directly. But yes, it should be for each session. But I'll just talk to him directly. He's the one who's advising on the payment aspect.
Oh, okay. All right. And then can my number also be added to the group? My colleague Bush.
Okay, ask your colleague to text me directly because Mr. Collins is not feeling well. Just a moment.
Can I just post it on the group right now?